Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some extremely crazy news when it comes to Halo, where a brand new Halo has now been announced. Although there's a little bit of hate already in besides this, so I'm going to talk about both the good and the bad in this video. And we also have some gameplay to get to show you guys over here from the Halo Combat Evolved kind of remake, remaster, whatever you want to go call it, because there actually is a bunch of cool stuff that's also been added over here. But as I mentioned, we've also had a little bit of some kind of rough details. So subscribe and join up the giveaway that'll be linked down below to win a bunch of free money, consoles, and all that. And as well, would love to have you guys here, so feel free to subscribe or check out the Twitch or whatever. So we're gonna show up some of the gameplay over here, just in general. They even say this is the pre-release build, work in progress, and there's a lot of things I'm gonna try to break down. So we're gonna start off with the good, and then we're gonna get to the bad right afterwards. Let me make sure the audio is all cool, although yeah, boy, can never get tired of hearing the good old Halo theme. This is like my childhood, high school hood, whatever word you want to go call it. This will be a little bit of audio. Let me know if it's distracting, if anything, whatever. So, first things first, as you guys can see, there is a brand new Halo that has been announced today. This week, there was some murmurs and discussions, although we covered this Halo leak months ago, so I didn't really think I had to go and discuss it too much, but I would like to show you guys the gameplay of it and talk over it. So, first and foremost, great news. This is actually coming to PlayStation, and as you guys have probably seen these last few months especially, Xbox is basically just a producer now, especially with bigger games such as like Fable. That will most likely be a day one PlayStation launch title. Things like Halo. This will be also, big deal, crossplay. And first and foremost, look at this gameplay looks beautiful. Although some people have already critiqued this out, saying that they prefer the old school style of the original Halo games. Because, well, it's almost, it kind of curses me to say, a little bit retro. You know, that has its own unique style from, you know, the old Xbox days, and I do kind of agree. Now, this does look phenomenal, and I cannot wait to replay through this campaign. So, some additional things they added was you can go in co-op that campaign, which I think is great, especially for 2025, and allows people to go and, well, enjoy the experience. There was some frame rate issues, as you guys can even see on the video itself, and obviously as a trailer, early build, and the game will be coming out in the future, they do have some time to work out the kinks. Like, I think graphically wise, it looks great, although it is on my arch nemesis, Unreal Engine 5, which I don't like that every single game on the planet is going towards that, because it does make a lot of games feel the same, has like this weird weight to it, and of course, graphically, very similar art styles. But they, like I said, are adding new things to it. All the good news. Although, like I mentioned, AI is going to be a big polarizing take, because people are already saying they don't even want to buy this Halo game due to the fact that there is AI involved somewhat seemingly heavily. And we don't really want to have many games that are saving on major cost using AI. Now, I do understand that there are some big things out there when it comes to maybe automation, when it comes to, say, textures, grass, details, dialogues, or whatever it might be. But that is its own separate conversation, which we'll have later on. But some things they added throughout this has been, they're also adding a prequel story. Some intriguing stuff is I think they're adding 3 brand new unique missions that are kind of like a prequel to this whole Halo story. I think that's great and is a nice addition for incentivization for people to want to join and play this again. Now, obviously, as you guys can see, it's pretty seemingly faithful to the original. It seems like this will be very, very close. This is what we want. I want a proper remake. But it also sucks, too, in my own opinion, that Halo is kind of still stuck on Halo 1, 2, 3 Reach. Now, those were phenomenal games, but this is also the 3rd time we're seeing Combat Evolved. The original game, there was the Steam version and the somewhat remakes for multiplayer, and now this, which is this new kind of own standalone version. Like, there is a somewhat active Combat Evolved that's already, like I said, on Steam and Xbox, so it's weird that this is the 3rd time. Like, I would actually kind of prefer if they had a new Halo story instead of just perpetually always doing the same remakes like a lot of people critique for movies. Like, I don't want to be seeing the same Batman trilogy, Batman movie, Superman. And although the iterations and new takes are usually nice, as I mentioned, especially for games, I do like seeing something new. Although the most recent Halo game kind of dogged it on up, so I can understand why they might be a little bit on the apprehensive side. We'll lower the audio down here a little smidgen bit as we're yapping. So nonetheless, they're having brand new changes, updating the engine so the game looks phenomenal. I think this actually looks very, very good. And if I had to compare it to Halo Infinite, I think it looks better. Like, graphically wise, I think it looks all around a lot nicer. And I'm excited for it. It's OG Halo. But as I mentioned, people are critiquing it for being rehashed as much as it has. And of course, they're going to be adding different things such as like vehicle usability, and the biggest thing of it all, PlayStation support day one and crossplay. So the next big positive thing is the fact that, yeah, bro, like you can literally play this crossplay multiplayer, I believe, and campaign. I'm hoping we'll see when it fully gets closed for launch, and that's great news because the one big thing is player base. Halo has a fun multiplayer, but it being stuck on Steam and Xbox, it's still did decent. The tens of thousands of players, and it was somewhat lively on Infinite. Same with Combat Evolved. But like this, I want everyone all at once to finally have like our PlayStation users better than Xbox users in these big fights. I want to know. And I think that's a big change up. Like this is something that's been needed, and that might actually lead towards the catalyst of there being even more cross-play if they made the systems all working, or at least in the bare minimum for Xbox games, such as say Gears of War, or other future FPS games, such as hey, Halo. I'm very down with this. And obviously PlayStation getting it day one on Halo, most people would have never expected this, let alone the fact that, yeah, guess what? It's also not even from Bungie anymore. Like, PlayStation owns Bungie, although it's for Destiny. That's really weird. And if you would have said this 20 years ago, I would have never believed you. 2 years ago, I would have been very apprehensive. But obviously with the Activision acquisition, they want to make sure they can make as much money back as they can, which would include selling these titles on the #1 platform, which is the PlayStation console. Now, I think there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm looking forward to it, so let me know if you guys are going to buy it day one. I will, for sure. But, as I mentioned, a lot of people are now critiquing this game because it's been utilizing AI. We have now heard as of today already, and people are literally saying they will not buy Halo because of this, that they are using generative AI. Now, they try to use an example using something like the Adobe Premiere. You know, we have this cool Adobe program. It's kind of like those programs that fill in the blank, and that makes it so it's easier for us to make games because people are creative anyway, and we don't have to brought the creatism. I'm usually anti-generative AI, but I also do understand, and I can appreciate, I'm not a full-on hater, that certain things such as these rock textures on the wall, grass foliage, these random, like say this random silver-looking platter detail effect. Does this all have to be individually drawn? Yes, it does help, and I do prefer when certain textures and details are made by actual artists. But there are certain things like, say, water effects, you know, random boxes. Do we really need to have someone individually 3D design all of it? I prefer it, and I actually do appreciate the labor of love, but they will and do want to use some type of AI to fulfill in these blanks, like such as this grass. Like, does it really change the playstyle up if the rocks, the grass, the trees, and the ground is all somewhat just generated by AI, kind of copy pasting and filling on in? I would say arguably no. As long as other things such as, say, the actual Warhog textures, weapon textures, and everything else are actually made by real people, animations, etc. So it's a 50-50, because there is a lot of people who are very anti-generative AI, as we've mentioned. They do not want to deal with fake AI. And that's getting a lot of heat. Now, as you guys can kind of see the good broad side of the gameplay, this is where a lot of people are calling it out, saying the Halo Remake director on the game is using AI. It's a tool in toolbox. We use Photoshop. There's generative fill, for example, and the boundary lines can get a little fuzzy. Naturally, with the sheer scope of this project, and if you guys remember, they spent hundreds of millions of dollars and massive turn rates over doing contract work to try to save money. So it seems like in this one, they're trying to just use AI to save money, which I kind of wish they'd put a little bit more love into Halo than that, but we'll see how it plays out. And after rumors swirl that Halo Studios was using generative AI in the development process, the big question is, did the team use AI to rebuild and retouch Halo's campaign Evolved? I want to be very clear. People are creative. People make games. AI can improve workflows, which I can understand. As long you have to prove it first, though, but I can do things for the game. But I want to be very specific and clear that the people are the ones who are creating the game. And there's an opportunity to improve the workflow or something along those lines. We'll look at it again, and it really should be an additive to creating a game. When pressed to confirm or deny if anything players would see or hear in the game was made with generative AI, he says it's a tool in a toolbox. I may go a little off message here, but some of that gets really challenging when we look at how integrated AI is becoming within our tooling. We use Photoshop. There's generative fill, for example. The boundary can get a little fuzzy. I will say though, again, to Damon's point, it's really about the creative spark that comes from people and improving just overall workflows. saying there is no mandate to use AI, but it is working. So I'm intrigued. I want to play it. I want Halo to come back to its heyday and of course appreciate the game for it all, but I want to know if that would deter you, or as well if you guys are excited for the brand new features coming to the Halo event. Evolved. It's an event, it's kind of an event, whatever. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for watching. Subscribe if you guys are new, check out the giveaway, and I'll talk to you guys all very soon throughout some more brand new videos.